guys, I'm Elizabeth Newsom and welcome to my booktube channel. And today I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to read faster, and I'm going to try and do this video fast because I have a lot to do today. So let's see how this goes. Alright, tip number 1 is to use an audiobook. So a lot of times when I'm not able to actually sit down and read a physical book, like I'm doing dishes, chores, or I'm driving my siblings to school, I'll have an audiobook plugged in so I can still be reading as I do other things. So this saves a lot of time. I don't read a ton of books in audio just because it's not my preferred format, but it does help to read a little extra throughout the month. Like for instance, in May I read about 13 books and around 3 of those were audio. My second tip is to use Kindle. So sometimes I can't always carry a physical book with me or it doesn't fit into my purse. So in that case, I always like to have a Kindle book because I always have my phone with me. So that way I could just whip out my phone whenever I'm waiting in line or something, whenever I'm eating breakfast, whenever I'm brushing my teeth. And a lot of times in the evenings, that's when I'll try and use Kindle. So the vast majority of books I read are on Kindle just because it is so convenient. For example, of all the books I read in May, which is 13 total, 3 were Audible, and then 9 were Kindle, and then 1 was actually in print. So that's just my preferred formats. It's fast, convenient, and it's just easier to read. And also, it's cheaper. And then finally, tip number 3. Always have a book handy. If I know I'm going on a road trip and sometimes I might not have connection all the time, I'll make sure I have some sort of book that doesn't need the internet. Like a lot of times I'll read on Wattpad, so I'll make sure I have a few Kindle books uploaded. I'll have a print book with me. But no matter what, I always have a book available for me to read, so I can just use my free time to read so I don't waste any extra time. I did all the math and stuff, and I used Kindle's feature to find out about how long I take to read a book and also the average time for reading a book. And I read 20% faster than the average Kindle reader. So this might not seem like a huge amount, but usually books take a few hours, so in general I save over an hour of reading time that normal people spend. And I don't enjoy the book any less, like I actually go back and reread certain lines and stuff just to reabsorb the scenes. But there's no sacrifice in comprehension or anything. And I think why I'm able to do this is just because I've practiced reading a lot. Like last book I read 60 something books, and this year I'm on track to read about 120. But I've just read all my life ever since I could read, and I've loved reading, and I've gone through phases of my life where I've had tons of school and I'm not able to read as much as I'd like to. But overall, I've read a lot, and I think that's really contributed to helping me pick up that reading speed. So there you have it, just some quick and easy tips for reading. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it. If you'd like more bookish videos, then subscribe. And in the comments below, I'd just love to hear your thoughts on whether or not you're a fast or slow reader, whether you're trying to get faster, and if you're also a fast reader, what tips do you have? Let me know down below, and I'll see you next time.